What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Mountain Echo. We got Frankie Rios with us and yours truly, Jonah Gallegos, and a Prepco Sports. We're just going to dive right into it. We got some state champions in wrestling and I believe swimming. Is that correct, Frankie?
Yep, we got a couple of state champions, some blue coming back to the good old dirty South.
But first, before we get started, how about our Team USA, baby? Women's and men collecting gold at the Olympics, and I think that was a total of 12 medals that USA collected. Um, I think that was correct. I heard them say that. I don't know if it's 12 golds or 12 total medals, but um, don't quote me on that. But still,
Yeah, let
something
me
to be
let
proud
me
of.
look it up. Yeah, but the big one is hockey, man. We did it. Kakao!
Walk in your trap, take over your trap. Yeah, you like that. I know the kids like that one. They like to post that all over their stories, and I actually hopped on that bandwagon and put that on my story today too. So you know, going
Yeah,
with the
I was
times.
gonna I was gonna play the Freebird song. I was like, let's do it, man. But I looked it up and we can't. You guys wouldn't be able to
Ah,
hear. Yeah, they would have shut down the whole operation. So,
we'll put it on our stories.
Freebird. There you go. There it
There you
is.
go. There it is for you. Salute to that.
But no, it was cool. What's his name? Hughes. I did not wake up. I'm feeling a little bit sick this just all day weekend. Allergies. I think it's just the wind. Um, so I slept in a little bit. Not sleeping in. It was an early game. What was it, like 7 in the morning for us?
6, I think.
But I woke up and everyone was hype as hell. And Hughes, he had like a chipped
Oh, bro.
tooth.
Yeah. That boy
We
just
should
led USA, baby. Let's go.
we should because I know your girlfriend has been crazy about the Olympics all the whole time. So I'm sure get her in here. Give her a take. Have her give us a
Right.
take on
She'll
hockey
run
because
a
I know she's
whole summary on
shoot.
that.
But yeah, I mean, but speaking of champions, as you said earlier, I did want to give um, a shout out to where it's due. Uh, the Las Cruces High School Bulldogs in general, the team. The girls got second, and I think they were for sure top five in the state going into the tournament, and then they ended up getting second as a team, and then the boys got third in state as a team. So um, big win for them, big day for them, and excited for Coach Jimmy Navarro. He's been leading the pack, and he has a good team. You need a team to be able to develop all these kids and really dominate the way that they do. So shout out to him and his team. I know Coach Adrian has been a friend of the show for a while and um, always texts back and forth and just shares some updates and stuff like that. So congratulations to him as well.
Yeah, is it Jimmy Navarro or Navares?
No, Nevares. I'm sorry. Did I say Navarro?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's good. I just remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus we got some, I believe, individual state champions. One boy, one girl, correct?
Yeah. Dara, Ayla, and then oh my gosh, now I'm spacing. I didn't
Tatiana
write
and
it down.
Colby.
Oh, I thought you had mentioned wrestling. Yeah, Atiana and Colby were the two that won state. Um, Atiana was 115 and Colby 157.
And then you mentioned it like the swimmers too. They collected some
Hmm.
hardware as well.
Yeah, the Centennial swimming team always was showing up. They had some uh, really great swimmers, but yeah, Dara, Ayla. I actually need to pull it up on my phone. Um, let me make sure the sound is off because then we'll get muted again. Um, but she won in the 50 meter. Uh, and so it's like a just straight up sprint and it's a freestyle. let me pull her up real quick. Yeah,
I think Coach. Yeah,
Dara, Ayla, and there was a Josiah Valencia, and he got first in the 200 freestyle, and then James Farrell got second in the 100-meter backstroke, and then Josiah had also gotten second place in the 100-meter freestyle. So Centennial ended up with four, at least from what I'm seeing on their page, four top three finalists. So three finalists there. So shout out to them.
Centennial, man, Centennial's running the table this year. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they're good. I wanted to point out also, Mayfield made a really interesting post on their swimming team. Uh, there's a Arabella and a Malia, and Arabella, they're both sisters, and one is a senior, and it made it seem like Mayfield didn't have much of a swimming presence, and they kind of brought wrestling to the school in a way. But Malia is only an eighth grader, and she was one of the finalists in swimming. So there's a bright future there for Mayfield, who had somebody competing who doesn't even go to school yet. So that means you got 4 years of hopefully having some representation in state. Similar situation with Colby. He's a sophomore, but he's collecting those state championships. So maybe we see the same thing with Malia and her events.
Yeah, I saw something really cool that Coach Lopez from Cruces put out. That he had a handful of his football athletes
Hmm.
competing in wrestling and then also in baseball as well. So like yeah, multi sports. I know back then it wasn't really looked upon as positive, but now the coaches are kind of getting with the times and just kind of seeing that the more they can do and keep these kids out of trouble, one, and two, just being versatile in your athletics is really big. And I think that D1, D2, whatever junior college look at that and
Yeah.
really take that into play. So that's awesome. And even Coach Ocampo said the young lady who won in this swimming event also does track for him. I think she's a thrower,
Oh.
so or maybe she's a sprinter. I'm not sure, but regardless, she's in that as well. So let's go. Like, good job, guys. Be
Yep.
involved, get involved, and you'll see you'll be really good in one sport and maybe not so good in another sport, but still, like you're putting your body through it and just kind of putting yourself out there, which is really cool.
Yeah, you're staying fit, and just being an athlete, right? I think you see all these stars. I think of like Derrick Henry, who you have
Hmm.
this film of him running in track and like dominating
Yeah,
and like the 100-meter dash and stuff like that. Um, but he's obviously an elite athlete when it comes to being a running back. But when you're an elite athlete, you should be able to really dominate in other sports too, right? And so that's what colleges want. And then you have what Gunner says, where he's like, "Bro, even though I'm signed already to play, uh, I'm I'm gonna play my senior season of baseball because then I'll go crazy, you know." And an
yeah.
athlete has a lot of energy. You gotta, if they're not doing something, they're just gonna go crazy. So um, you're spot on. Stay out of trouble and just have fun, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, going off of that, we know we had high school sports kind of compete in state, but we also had a big weekend for NMSU,
Hmm.
women's basketball, men's basketball, baseball's now into play, and softball, and we got golf. We got all this crossover season now,
Yep.
but the biggest thing that we saw this weekend was NM State men's basketball getting a closeout win against UTEP. We finally got that. We're on a 2 game win streak now, I believe. We have a tough road trip coming ahead, but it's starting to look up. It's starting to look up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me pull this up real quick. Uh, Here
Ooh,
we are. Yeah.
4 game.
So we beat Jack State, and like you had said, when we played them, they were two in the conference,
Yeah, when we
number
played them.
two. Yeah, and then I mean UTEP's down there, but it's that's a battle of I-10. We had already lost to them once. Can't have that happen. It was a game that we had in the bag. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
um, it this was a that was an awesome win. And you know what? the big fuss was after the game, the little fight. Oh man, Jonah, I'm sorry. I didn't put you on here.
It's okay. You can still hear me, baby. It's all
There you
good.
go. There you go.
Oh,
The
okay.
fight,
Damn.
man. There you are. Yeah, that
The
that
quote
fight.
unquote fight.
And like even Coach Hooten is like, I'll probably talk to him tonight. We're friends. No big
Yeah.
deal. Um, but just that the energy and we won that game and there's fighting. You know what I gotta say? Extend
You
coach.
say it.
Yesterday. Extend that man. I don't care. I've been on his side the whole time. Uh, have we joked about it? Yes. But extend that man. That's all I gotta say.
Well, he's already with us for 3 more years, so I don't know about extending, but
Extend him.
he's there. That's
Make it 5.
okay. 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 Yeah, I know. I had some people DM me, some people comment like, "You're just going for clicks. Why are you posting this video? Don't be name calling people, this and that." And all I stated was like what I saw. I said that it seemed like Elijah Elliott, was enjoying the win and might have said something or did something, and Coach Golding didn't like that. I'm not trying to name people and point fingers. I just said what I saw. But it's worth mentioning because it's a rivalry game, and I think there was a little argument at the end of the game of when we were at UTEP, and even Coach Huan acknowledged it in his radio or press conference that there was things said to him that he didn't like, but it is what it is. People's emotions get the best of them at times, especially at big games like that. It is what it is, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's sports. You're gonna have those moments, and I thought Coach Huan handled it really well. The coaching staff backing him up,
He's
the players backing him up was really cool. Like, yeah, his face was just like he could see him like read his lips, like Joe, come on, Joe, like Joe, what's going on? Like he knows him like that. So, it is what it is. It's beyond that. We'll leave it at that, I guess.
I mean, it was clear that he was trying to get to a player or just kind of keep going down the line, but he was just weird. Where you get defensive. And Coach T, that's our boy. He was the first one. He's like, whoa, 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 none of this. And then
Hell yeah,
obviously everyone just kind of, you don't need to know the situation. It's the same thing as baseball, right? Where like the bullpen runs out there when there's like an issue and everybody has to, you back up your team. And so once it starts to, the pushing and shoving starts, you don't need a reason to get involved. You just ask questions later and you go for the defense of your team. So I think that was a cool situation. Nobody threw any punches. Nothing got dangerous. Let the boys argue. There's the
yeah,
referees weren't doing us any favors or UTEP really, but it just there were some weird calls. Um, you'd see a non-call down the court, and then they turn around, and then it's just, and then all of a sudden a whistle's blown. Like it's just there were some situations there where maybe there was some frustration from when the game isn't clean like that, and the referees are just making stupid calls or not or just holding their whistle. Um, Emotions get high, I guess. But hey, we got the dub. Let's get it.
we got the dub. We got the dub, and just kind of getting to the stats. I think Coach Golding was mentioning like someone asked him like what was the difference this time around, and he kind of straight up said it. Like last time they got to the free throw line a lot, and I thought the officiating in that first game against them was if we were playing our regular defense, and it just seemed like they were ticky tack calls. They shot like 20 to 30 free throws that first game. This time they
Mm-hmm.
shot like 13 or 12,
Yeah,
or
it was
made
13.
13 or 12. Oh yeah, right there.
11
There
for
you go.
13. Yep.
Yeah, and NMSU had like under 10, I believe. So
Yeah,
this game,
it took us forever to get to the line when they started fouling us
hmm
because
hmm
we weren't aggressive. We had a different game.
yeah,
We'll do. I think it was a different game plan.
I don't know if they weren't
But
more less aggressive, but it's just you never know what like the officiating what they're gonna do. But yeah, you got a point there. The good thing was that Jamel Jones did what he had to do. He finally, not finally, but he closed out a game in the ball's been in his hands in the past type of situations where maybe he missed it or it gets to another player, but this time he executed, which is really good to see moving forward. I mean, you see there 21 points. Jacoby almost had a double double. He was not a rebound away from that. He was just
Hmm.
cleaning up the trash down there, which is really cool to see. I thought the unsung hero was let me find his name, Ekwe, right? Augustine Ekwe. Yep, there
Oh
he is.
yeah, yep.
6 points, but man, he was defending well. He sometimes just seemed like he was gonna pass out. Maybe he's just not used to being on the court that long. But we did have an injury to Mullen, so he had to get some playing time. So
Yeah.
he did what he had to.
Yeah, I actually was noticing after one of the timeouts, he had been in there a little bit longer than we're used to seeing him, and he walked by Coach T, and Coach T turned around and was like, "Hey, great work," because yeah, we needed a little bit more size for this game. That's what I noticed is that, well, for starters, um, we focused a lot more. Jacoby played. He's our defensive specialist, right? That's what he does best. Um, and so I think we needed to have somebody who replaces Mullen Mullins as size and defense, and he did that. And you could see that they were encouraging him, even though he wasn't getting the points up. That's not was what he was in there for, and so it was a really good team effort. But I was happy to see that even the times where we weren't scoring, we were playing good defense, and that was huge. That's something that we don't really see for two halves in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll be really good and then we lose a lead, or we'll get the lead and then we lose it, or we just can't come back. Like either way, it seems like these big swings of inconsistency, and it was a solid effort yesterday. They look like a complete team.
that's what I keep saying. People, I keep telling everyone, don't let us get into the tournament because we might mess around and win it. I'll say what I say. I'll keep it
Yeah,
to that. Um, but the thing I didn't really enjoy or I'm confused about is still that Cochun kind of kept Jones out for a good 4 minutes or so. I want to say, and maybe it was just to kind of save him for that close out. But I mean,
yeah.
you're that guy. Maybe I would fight to stay in, but um, Coach Ewan knows more than I do. He knows his players. Maybe he's seen that Jones kind of maybe takes some plays off when he's tired, so he wants him to be more fresh. So that's the only thing I really was confused about, not concerned, but he had a plan and we executed. We got the dub. Now we sit at I think ninth place, but we're tied with FIU. I don't really know how the tiebreakers go. I thought it was overall record, which we have a better overall record than FIU, but they do have a head to head. They beat us twice, so they might jump above us. But the positive here is that we're in postseason talks now. We're above that little threshold, and if we win again, keep winning, we'll be fine. Sorry, I had to hold my
Yeah.
mic there. I got a little into it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so here's our standings. So we're right over UTEP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming.
It's the
Oh, so we
overall
have
record
we
up
have one
there.
more game to play. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess they're percentage wise, and then overall record is why we're over them. So we're right at 10. We do have some games left to play.
Yeah, Western
So we'll
Kentucky
play
on
Jackson.
Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, so Western Kentucky Thursday and then Middle Tennessee on Saturday. Those will both be away games. And then we close out the season at home. In, I mean, Jack State, someone that we really need to worry about. Kennesaw State is actually up there, right? Yeah, they're at 4.
Yeah, that's a team that I stress about a little just because they manhandled us. But like I said, the second time around, you see someone, you're gonna be way better prepared. Um, but yeah, it's nothing to worry about right now. You get wins, maybe put a couple in a row. I guess could be as good as like fifth or fourth place. And that's obviously getting some help from other teams with losing and all that. But positives. But anything else on men's basketball, Frankie?
No, that's it. Uh, yeah, ready to see what we can do. And yeah, I think once we get into the tournament, we'll be great. So uh, I,
Yes,
I'm less worried about it now.
Yeah, it's a positive, and we kept saying that all week. Be UTEP. That's all we got to worry about. Be UTEP.
Hmm.
But the women's just struggling a bit. They're on a 4-game losing streak, I believe. But like the men's, all they got to do is just string a couple wins together, get into the postseason. Then anything can happen. Um, and Russ Bradbird, I believe, who was the color announcer on our game with Adam Young, put it perfectly. They're a we don't get to see them as much, unfortunately, but they're a fast and quick team. They're smaller than most, but they play hard. And every time I switch the channel to their games, or I've been to a couple of home games with my son and family, that yeah, it's right. Like they're a small, quick team, and they can run you out of the stadium. So if they just kind of catch fire, they'll be okay as well.
Yeah, I didn't catch this game. I was getting ready to drive on over to Las Cruces, so um, I didn't catch it in the morning. But yeah, Emma played. She had the most minutes. Struggled a little bit. She's usually a big shooter. She had 5 points. I mean, when your starters aren't don't have the most points, that's bad news bears. 14 minutes, 15 points.
Yeah, and I didn't keep up as well. I was looking up like on Twitter and stuff the updates, but it could have been as simple as shots just weren't going down. I don't know if
Yeah.
UTEP was doing anything crazy on defense to stop them, but they also are a well coached team. They've had that coach for a good minute. I know she left for a while, and then a couple years ago she came back. I can't remember her name, but she's the shorter blonde lady. But she's a great coach. Back then, she would always take her teams to the NCAA tournament or far in the NIT tournament. I think they played for NIT championship a while back. So yeah, it's not a bad loss or anything like that. They just
Yeah.
got to get their confidence back.
Yeah, we'll see how they finish up the season. I hate that you can't see
What are you looking for?
I'm gonna do this. The standings. So on the NMSU website, you can't see the standings for Conference USA. But we're at the bottom there as well at 11.
Hmm.
So this would have been a situation where if we beat UTEP, well, the
We
men
jump
and the
above.
women would be at 10. So
Yeah,
we still got a little bit of room to get better, but we're running out of time. We have 4 games left, so same thing. Kennesaw, Jack State, and then yeah, La Tech and Sam Houston. So some room there to have both our squads in the conference tournament.
yeah, we're pulling for you, women's. But speaking of more MSU, we got baseball, softball, and golf. Any updates on those? I know baseball played some big teams last week. This week they had a home series with Towson, I believe. Oh, yeah, that's right there.
Hmm.
I guess they lost the series, but they got a dub 9-3. Towson's
Yeah.
always tough in baseball. I remember covering them whenever I was at the roundup, and they got some good athletes at Towson. They're still Division 1, I
Hmm.
believe.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed the first thing when I'm trying to follow, and baseball plays a lot more games. So
Baseball
every
plays a
day,
ton.
yeah, you gotta every day the field is different, right? So you got to look at them as series and see how we do that way. We got into it a little bit last year on the art of picking the right pitcher for the right matchup, trying to work on certain things. But we're 1-7, so not the start that I would imagine that we wanted. But we've also played Baylor, and then we hosted Oklahoma. So we had the Sooner, or not hosted. We played
They played a
Oklahoma in Ranger Stadium.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. That's a cool experience.
Hmm. And that's a nice stadium. That one is new. I used to live right there. It's right across the street from AT&T Stadium for the Cowboys,
Really?
and they used to play. It was still across the street, so they didn't move anywhere. But now it's an indoor stadium. It's the newest one in MLB, I believe, because it opened up what like 6 years ago, and yeah, great
I
stadium,
mean,
good food, and we played well, I guess. 6-10. Let me see. How did we?
yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma started off hot, so we never really had a lead, but uh, we slowed them down after 5 runs. We answered with, or we didn't answer. We started with 2 runs, and then they answered with five of their own in the first inning. So kind of hard to
Let me
beat
tell you.
that. Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Well, I guess it's kind of a question, kind of a something, just a remark. But the NMSU baseball did get new turf put into their field. I think the whole field now, outfield included, is turf as well. Um,
Oh.
but I think I played a little bit of baseball, not as much as you, but getting used to your field, your home turf now, it takes a little bit, I think, and I think that's maybe why they dropped that home series. I think they're just starting to just kind of get, like you said too. They have to figure out the rotation, figure out this and that. Still, it's so early that um, no one's worried about them. But I think part of it's also kind of getting used to your field as well. What do you think about that?
That's a good point. I mean, the ball bounces a little bit differently, um, but as far as yeah, maybe the bounce and the roll, you play on it enough. But I think the was the infield already turf,
Yes.
so the only difference would be outfield. And other than running, you might even feel a little bit better because there's no random potholes or like a
That's
when
true.
it's
Yeah.
natural grass, it's just different. Um,
Yeah.
and so maybe outfield as far as when you're running, but I don't I wouldn't go as far as to say, oh, that's why we didn't win.
Yeah.
You might get used to it, but you you kind of play the same uh, on the same field anyways. So I don't know. It might be different. It might be a good question to ask some of the guys as we continue on to the season.
Yeah. I feel like they'd probably give me the same answer. It's kind of just like a luck thing at this point. I was just kind of curious. I've never been a fan of turf on baseball fields, but obviously it's easier to maintain at this point for colleges, especially smaller schools like us. But
And
they're
it's
going to be
cheaper.
fine. Yeah, it's cheaper. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. The water it every day, and then you use it so much, you start getting like center field stands in the same spot all the time,
Mm,
and so you just can't maintain that, right? Um, but like you still have the dirt around, like in the middle of the field, so the where the fielders stand and like where you take your lead, all that's still dirt. So it's still the same thing. So that's why I say there's not, other than a bounce and maybe when you run, it's not football where, I mean, maybe you're diving, you might dive for a catch or you might slide to, but it's not like football where you're actually making really deep cuts and there's ACL tears and all this stuff that's happening, and it seems to be a direct correlation to this turf because it just kind of grips a little bit different. So baseball might be a little, yeah, it's just it's a different physical movement. So, but we
well,
play University of Southwest next. So
yeah, that's a
if
good
we
chance to
don't,
get a dub.
yeah, yeah, if we don't get a dub there, we could start getting worried.
To kind of correct you though, the whole field infield is turf, not the bases. Around the bases isn't dirt. That's kind of been a new thing that I've seen. Like with UNM has the same. I want to say Texas Tech does too, but I think the only dirt is the mound really. And I
I
have
went to
pictures
so many
proving.
games last year, and
Yep. Well, they just put in
I don't
that
remember
turf
that.
like this season, and I don't remember if last year's turf was what you mentioned. It might have been,
Huh.
but yeah, this year, like literally before the season started, they I guess they put it in. Yeah, I have
I did
pictures.
not
I
know
think the
that.
mound might have been. Sorry, I'm gonna mute this video. I'm gonna look up real quick. Maybe I should have sent you this video. Oh no, the even the mound is turf, Frankie. Oh, I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know
Well,
how you feel about that.
I was a big boy, so I would always cut into the dirt.
Hmm.
And inning one and inning 5 were so different as far as like where your landing spot was that I kind of liked it when there wasn't dirt, when you'd have like those little roll in mounds and then they just kind of covered
Yeah.
it up. I liked those. I mean, you still
Okay.
tear through those a lot, but I enjoyed it because you had a consistent place where you didn't have a bunch of dirt. Because then you have a guy who might be on the mound on the other team who likes to actually make a hole there, but I
Yeah.
didn't. So, and if we're landing in the same spot, I'm like, this son of a gun. And so there I am between innings, covering it up and stepping on it because the guy before is over there digging a hole. I'm like, bruh, chill out. And so, yeah, I'd always get really mad because then you either have to step over it, you're thinking about it sometimes. And that's the first thing that you blame when you're not pitching well. When you're like, oh, you're like, this damn mound. You're like
You
the
pitchers
fucking.
are so dramatic.
Hey man, it's important. Okay.
Yeah, I just sent you over the video of the whole look at the field. Um,
Uh huh.
and yeah, it's completely everything is turf. So I mean, we'll leave it at that. But I just yeah, I saw it and I was like, wow, this is a new era of baseball for sure.
I wonder if I could play this. We're trying so hard not to get. All right. I mean, it has all the information. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
See,
cool.
there you go.
Ooh, I like
We
the.
actually have
I like the little
the
the.
what is it,
I
batting
forget what
cage?
it's called. There's a fan zone in that little area there where you could stand up and
Oh
go watch the
yeah,
games on the side over there. I think it's for as a Diamond Club, so they call it
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's that. Yeah. No,
that's
yeah,
cool,
it's
man. I mean,
beautiful.
we have a beautiful it- New Mexico State University is a great place to go to school, but to do athletics, especially when you're outdoors. The view of the Oregon Mountains and the A Mountains, um, whenever football, you're sitting back there and like you just see everything. Just, I mean, geographically, we're a great place to be successful. Winning a game, when you're winning in Las Cruces, it's different. So speaking of winning, uh, we can move along. I also have information on softball. Softball, Jonah, we're kicking some ass.
Yeah, we got the dub against ASU, I believe.
Yeah, ASU, and then we also beat Minnesota. Was it Minnesota? Yeah, yeah, Minnesota last week, and then we beat ASU. Um, this was a 5 inning game. I noticed. I don't know if it. I don't know why it ended early. Um, but yeah, we have two Power Four conference wins thus far in Minnesota and then ASU.
Yeah, softball's no joke. I mean, even like you said, like the facilities wise, I think they even got like a new screen at like a little jumbotron in their um outfield, which they never had. It might have been like a small one before, but this new
Hmm.
one is like it makes us look even better than what it looked before. They take really good care of that softball field, which they should. It's a D1 program. But just adding that makes it even more beautiful. I was like, wow, that's. And then we had Oklahoma, like one of the top teams
Yeah,
in the nation, come by. They always kind of come by and play us in that first Troy Cox Classic, whether it be them or someone else. But yeah,
we lost 18-6, but do not worry because they beat UTEP like 30-0 and had like 5 grand slams.
34-0, bro.
30.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
everyone was like, just cancel, just get rid of that program. I'm like, come on, be nice. It's Oklahoma.
uh, uh, what's her name? Spearman, Desiree Spearman.
Hmm.
She's at Texas Tech right now. She was our star player last year, and she's doing really well as well. So wanted to give her a shout out. She's from El Paso.
Was it last year? It feels like she was like here like 2 years ago. But yeah, you're right. Last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've our first it was our first season of baseball, so that's how
Yeah.
we were covering her as just 1 year, and then she went over to Texas Tech. They're spending a ton of money on their players, and so they have. I think Patrick Mahomes is a big sponsor of the Texas Tech athletics, but I think specifically the softball program because they I think they won the national championship last year, and he was there at least for the national championship run, and he was talking about how he was really invested. I think him and his wife they love the softball program there. So that's pretty cool. She's got a connection there with Pat Mahomes. So uh, that'll be sweet just to see someone locally continue to be successful. Softball's big, man. There's a lot of attention on them, and they do well. As
Yeah, I mean
softball, college softball does good.
they're doing really good for, and they just like lost their official head coach, not too long before the season started. They got the interim coach, and the interim coach just had a positive attitude, like um, just kind of telling them like we're just going to keep moving forward. And so good for them. Softball's going to be fine. They're going to do really great. They always go deep into the postseason with conference tournaments, and somehow, not somehow, but usually get to the like regionals. I think for softball they call it. I know baseball is called that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you want to get into the surf and turf golf talk?
Yeah, actually, not too much to report. The girls' golf is really where we're at. I actually don't have anything opened up, but I know that the girls are going to get started with a tournament this weekend. I saw a video of Emma Bunch and is her name what's her name from Centennial. Oh my gosh, I'm spacing it now. Let me pull it up. Mm, wrong information there. I commented on their social media, and I don't. What was her name?
From Centennial?
Yeah,
Mm.
Alejandra Armendariz. There was a video. She's the junior from Centennial. That now she's a junior at NMSU, graduated from Centennial, but her and Emma Bunch they did a video just talking about the tournament that's coming up this weekend or this week. It is going to be in Valencia, California, and it starts Monday, February 23rd to the 24th. So tomorrow or today, whatever time you're listening to this, that's going to be their first event of the year. So they're getting started finally there, and so good luck to them. Surf and Turf Talk, Surf and Turf. Thank you for Golf Talk, 20% off promo code. Use promo code Echo. Check out some of
Yes,
their
sir.
gear.
Yes, sir. We thank you, Surf and Turf, for really partnering with us. We appreciate it. We're excited to continue that. Um, but moving on to the topic that I've been waiting for, we got high school hoops. Girls and boys finally finished the district regular season play. Um, we're now getting into district tournaments, but we have to say the district runs through Centennial for both
Mm-hmm.
boys and girls. Uh, Boys defeated Cruces 65-53 on Friday night. The girls clinched back on earlier Tuesday against Oregon Mountain by a very lopsided score. And unfortunately, they lost to Cruces, I believe, 41-29. But they already clinched. And
Right.
I said this in the story that I just wrote that, I'd rather have them lose now. They were on a 14-game win streak. It's going to be a lot of pressure on them if they were to continue that and have to win through state with that. But I think it's kind of a positive to look on the other side that they got the losing done out of the way right away.
Yeah, when you look at successful teams in any level, in any sport, right? When you have such a big win streak like that, you almost have a secondary elephant just kind of weighing on you to continue to win. And like, oh man, at some point a loss is going to come, right? But to be able to kind of get humbled in the regular season. You could still go in and win district tournament, um, or be continue to win that way. Where it's like it was an awkward situation. I wasn't there, but you could just imagine of like, yeah, we just lost the game. Okay, here comes the banner photo shoot. Oh, take a picture with it. It's like, I don't know. So I think that is almost a not a humbling experience, but a hey, we're human and we need to keep working hard. You just wrote an article on your conversation with Coach Abney, and I think he alluded to that already. He was already kind of thinking like, hey, we need to continue to push and continue to work because it don't matter. We could lose at any moment. We have a target on our back. And what'd you say that you quoted Coach Abney? Um, the we're gonna get team's best shot or something like that, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. One thing that I liked that he said that I kind of made an emphasis on in the article was that he didn't want his team playing with the thought of if only. He
Mm,
said that in the locker room they have the if only written down, but an X through it. And he said, I don't want them thinking back when the season's over. If only I put more shots up. If only I watched more film. And so he's just like the definition of a true coach. Like, um, it's hard not to like someone like that. He's awesome. He wants the best for his girls, not only his Centennial girls, but girls around this area with the big time hoops showcase and whatnot. So I really enjoyed my talk with Coach Abney. I know you enjoy talks with him. He's always open to hearing us out and encouraging us to keep pushing this thing along. So I just want to give a respect to him and a shout out to him.
yeah, he's been doing it for so long, but he sometimes has more energy of like, you guys are doing great, keep doing, whereas like a lot of times, you might see a coach be like, yeah, been here, done that. He has a youthfulness to him, of like this energy of like every year is new, and I think his young team does that to him as well. He knows that he's got some really solid sophomores and juniors that he's gonna he's gonna be able to enjoy being a coach for. It's a lot more fun when you're winning, right? And so he knows the team that he's got. um, but I pulled up here what the district looks like heading into the tournament for the girls. Um, Centennial on top there, but Cruces was able to beat them. That's why they have that 9-1 record there. So, we have a 9-1, 8-2, and a 7-3 team. That that's what's going to look like for those three is what we're looking at for a state appearance. Organ Mountain, they lost both of their games last week, and so um, I actually didn't even look up what the state rankings look like, just because we have this district tournament coming up. So um,
Yeah,
we'll
right
see
now
we'll
I
see how
don't
that
think
goes.
it's updated. It's like has been updated since Friday, I believe. But Centennial obviously has the easier route to the championship for district tournament. Mayfield will probably play Cruces in that semifinal game on Wednesday of this week, and then that championship will be Friday. Um, I think Mayfield's has some energy to them that they might not think that they're kind of on the edge of they're on the bubble of making the state playoffs, but you win that tournament, you get the automatic bid. So they have a lot to play for as Cruces and Centennial, they have a lot to play for too, but they kind of have more of a secure route. But it's gonna be interesting with those three teams. I
Hmm.
really don't have a prediction. I want to say one of those three teams will obviously win, of course, but um, it's just as competitive as the boys. Obviously, the boys have more teams that are kind of um, within that win column. They have more wins in that area, but the girls are just as competitive too. So I always asked him. I was like, I feel bad because I kept talking about his sophomore class, and they're just so good. They have three starters that are sophomores. They have two more coming up that are going to be developed in the next year or so that probably can make an impact as well. But I just want to give them their names real quick. Rosea Cash, Carly Nunez, and Kennedy Maestas. They're just ballers, dude. And he even said like they grew up playing with each other. They're accustomed to winning. They hate losing. He said last year when they were struggling that he had to calm them down. Like, hey, it's only going to be up from here. So, and I'm like, that's the type of teammates and girls and or boys you want on your team, whether you're playing on the team or a coach on the team. So, they're dangerous, dude. And I kept asking him, I was like, do you look ahead? Like, do you like, wow, if these girls stick together, God willing, they stay healthy and whatnot and stick to the program, do you like think like how good you guys can be? And he gave me a good coach answer. He's like, no, I just try to keep in the now. But I'm sure it goes on in all their heads. Like, well, we're here. If
Yeah.
if we go, he kept saying, if the sky's the limit for this season, and imagine if they go far and I'd say they could even win state this year. They played Sandia and Rio Rancho, who were some of the top teams in 5A, really well. And he said if they get a matchup with one of those teams that they played before, they're just so much better. So we'll see.
Yeah, Coach Abney told me a little bit about the Hobbs team. They're missing one of their star players. She was a freshman last year, and in the off season, she tore her ACL. So
No.
that's someone that for this year. I mean, they're 18-1, and they're missing one of their really good players. So that's someone who he knows already is going to be a problem for a while. But you're right. I mean, they're in the contention here with. I mean, it's Las Cruces against the South essentially. Uh, I mean, you have to go kind of further down to get to anyone outside of Cruces, Gadsden, Carlsbad, but they won't reach the playoffs. So um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's not look too far ahead
Yeah.
into anything past March.
I also want to give Coach Selby her dues too. I think might have been her first win against Coach Abney. And I mean, they put it on Centennial as well, and that's a positive going forward. Um, we saw a picture that they put before the game, and Sofia Herrera was in crutches, and I was like, oh no, that's going to be a big time struggle. But I mean, she played the game still, so maybe that was some
Yeah, I
messing
don't
around
know.
with the head there.
Coach Selby's
But still,
sneaky like that. She's
she has
sneaky.
her ways. She's a smart coach. She
Even their
knows.
softball, even their church softball team was sneaky. We lost to them too.
Oh, she wasn't on the team though.
What was
Her 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 assistant
her
coaches.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Same thing.
so Cruces
Same thing.
Cruces is Cruces is capable of claiming this district tournament title. I want them to go far in state. I hope they don't play each other, but it looks like they might be matched up. One of them, either Cruces versus Centennial or Centennial versus Mayfield, is what
Hmm.
it's looking like heading forward. But to kind of go off the girls, go to the boys. We have Centennial boys winning, I keep saying it, their first ever district title while being in the same district as Cruces, Organ Mountain, and Mayfield, which is huge. I put in that story that they need to frame that picture they have of Cooley dunking on Jaden Brisby, hang it in the rafters, man. Like that's history for them, and they should be proud of it. I like that they celebrated with their fans, their student section, the coaches. Like, let them celebrate. Like that's huge for them. Now the question is, where does the seating and all that happen? Because there's so many things that go behind it. It's so confusing now. Las Cruces is going to be a lower seed. That's not a true lower seed. So, um, I think that's a dangerous thing. I don't think it's
Yeah,
what Cruces wanted, but it's gonna, I think, play to their advantage. To be honest.
yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to get Coach Coach Bannon, worked up here, but they were a shot away from losing to Mayfield. And that's what's going to be the matchup, right? Is that 3-4 winning to OT 2 weeks ago, So the boys' district is going to be really interesting, where we can see Mayfield pulling something off, you know.
Yeah, I wrote that too. I was like, this no disrespect to Centennial, but I can see Organ Mountain, Cruces, or Mayfield winning that district tournament and
Hmm.
getting another automatic bid. Um, and so yeah, Mayfield has a chance. They played Cruces really well that second time. They even played Oregon Mountain well. I think Oregon Mountain is just kind of on a streak right now, so you got to watch out for them too. I mean, Max Popescu, Emmett, uh, Nathaniel, Pete are all playing like really at a high level, and so that I think they're kind of staying under the radar as they were the whole season, really. But they like that. Coach McBroom stated he liked that. So he's like, I still, remember what he told me. I think he said something along the lines like, be unforgettable, turn something like that, like turn that unforgettable and use it against other people. Like
Hmm.
everyone forgot about us, and now let's prove them wrong. So you got to watch out for them.
Hey, they lost to Mayfield, and one of the parents reached out and is like, "Hey, what does this mean for us?" Everyone was pissed off. I mean, they were. I think it was after this game that we were like, "Oh boy, Oregon Mountain is going to be. Maybe this is it." Where they kind of start to slow down and maybe not have the momentum that they need heading into March. They lost one game in February, and it was to Mayfield,
Yeah.
and they never looked back. They were
Hmm.
pissed off. Now they had that close win against Centennial, which is I thought was crazy, but yeah, Oregon Mountain is that's a dangerous team, man. Uh, I don't know what to think of this district. I said it last week, where you just put everybody's name in a box and just shake it up, and that's
Yeah.
that could be your prediction because you just don't know what's going to happen. So uh, we'll see. We'll see.
I just want people to. I don't know if many people. I keep trying to put it out there, but Oregon Mountain hopped over Cruces by that loss and them winning out pretty much
Hmm.
in February. So
Yep.
they're second now, and they have another chance to play Cruces in that semi. Well, they will play Cruces. I don't see Cruces losing to Gadsden, and so that's going to be another crazy game. Mayfield can definitely upset Centennial in that other semifinal match, which I'm kind of predicting as well. And then the championship, it's just like you said, like let's just draw names at that point. We don't know who's going to come out where and where on top. The thing is now, since you have the rankings popped up, uh, so the rules are, and I don't know if anyone read it that I put out there, but you can't be when you get the seedings for state playoffs, you can't be put higher than your district champion. Right now, Centennial's at 10, so Cruces can't stay at 4. They're gonna have to go down. That's why I keep saying that they're not going to be a true lower seed. And I think, as if I'm understanding the rules even further, that they can't even be placed above Oregon Mountain because Oregon Mountain finished above them in the district standings. And so that's where things get like, what's going on? Like, where do we place these teams? So
You're
that's
telling
my
me that
understanding.
now Las Cruces High School, it obviously this might change, right? But you can't. You're
Yeah,
telling me that Cruces has to fit between 13 and 16.
between 10 and 16. Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
Well,
12 and
Oregon
16.
Mountain.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that at all. At this point, what
That's
does
my
seedings even
understanding.
mean? Oh, okay. Let's make sure that's right. But that
I'll,
makes
I'll
sense.
try to
But
let me try to pull it up real quick.
oh boy.
Hold the dramatic pause, please. Where are you? There it is. So
And I go ahead. I thought it was going to take longer. Wow, that was quick.
no, yeah, I'm on my journalism mind right now. Under the 713-4 state tournament information, under D state tournament pairings, and the notes section, it says one district team cannot be seeded or selected higher than another if they came out of district as a lower seed, with regular season taking precedence over tournament play. And of course, in the event of a tie, in a tie in the district regular season standings, the NMAA staff may use the 6 criteria points, which we talked about last time. So yeah, there you go. That's where I got it from. That's where I understand. Does that make sense to you, Frankie?
Oh, it makes perfect sense, and my mind is blown.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I'm glad it does because reading that over and over for my last column, I was like, am I making sense? Like, is this true? Can it be?
It can be. Think of how
and it will
I
be.
and I didn't even know that. We should have. Hopefully, Coach, either Kai, somebody had to have known. Like, I mean, they played hard. I'm not saying they didn't, but Las Cruces High School was playing for so much more on that game on Friday night,
And
and
maybe it took, maybe they did know, and it just kind of, the pressure was felt, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just sucks because they've had such a great season. But like I said, they could use it to their advantage. I think our teams in this district play really good on the road. I even said that Centennial doesn't do necessarily pretty good at home for some reason. I think a lot of these teams and kids like playing that villain role. They like being
yeah,
cheered against. They like having that home crowd from other teams, be against them. So
yeah.
not all is lost. It's just really, yeah, like you said, mind boggling that we've come to this.
Well, what this almost makes is, God, that we have to go and play. Nobody gets a home game. Centennial maybe, but
Centennial maybe.
if this is the case, why do we even play a district tournament? The season's over. We played 25 games.
That's what I'm
Cruces is
saying.
22-3. Centennial is 17-8, and now a 22-3 team cannot be seated better than a 17-8 team. And now there's some tournament that you have to play. And what if Las Cruces High School goes and wins that tournament? Still nothing. Still, as long as Centennial, because then Centennial, if they don't win the district championship, Las Cruces High School is just pushing themselves down because that's the threshold. So if you go and you dominate all these teams, and Centennial ends up being 10 again, and then Oregon Mountain 11, that means Cruces has to be at 12. But if you let Centennial win and they go to 8, we could be 9. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now
Yep.
it's like, well, what
Exactly.
the heck even matters?
Yeah.
Uh,
It it's just, yeah. I don't know. Um. Yeah. It's just, it sucks. It seems like NMA needs to put more of a meaning or impact behind that district tournament championship. Like it should take like in this scenario, it should bump the Cruces back up to where they have to be seated. At least Centennial should be seated around them, or I don't know. It's complicated now. So yeah,
yeah.
that game had a lot more implication than what people thought. That's why I kept putting it out there, and hopefully people read it. Um, but yeah, I was like, this is madness.
Oregon Mountain really messed things up, huh? He just could, if Cruces just could have beat Oregon Mountain, none of this would have even. Well, I guess Centennial still could have won, and it would have been a tie, right? Whatever. But
Yeah, there's so much.
yeah, Coach McBroom, Emmett McDaniel, Nathaniel, little Max Popescu over there. They're over here just like, what? What's up? We're gonna mix up this whole thing here. That's funny and it hurts my head. But all right, you didn't win. You're supposed to win. So here we
Yep.
go. Now, if you
Them.
think, here's the thing though. If Las Cruces truly believes, and I do think they believe this, it's a challenging district. It's a challenging class. This 5A. Um, if you think you're going to win state, you were going to have to beat Cleveland anyways, Rio Rancho anyways, Volcano Vista anyways. So whether you have a 10 next to your name or a 4, it doesn't matter. You got to go beat these teams anyways. The real prize here is the state championship. It don't matter what the
Mm-hmm.
road looks like. You're going to have to play them eventually. So let's get it, boys. We've been primed.
Let's get.
I mean,
You
there's
gave me chills right there. Let's go.
we've had some really intense games. I get the pressure that when social media and all these different things are happening, and some people like it, some people don't. But the reality is that you feel that in your gut. You're like, oh man, people are watching, and
Mm-hmm.
it takes some getting used to, and we'll get to a point here where there's more pressure to win at home than there is to win at the pit in present time, right? Overall,
Mm-hmm.
yes, winning a state championship is more important than a district championship in my book. Don't get mad, Centennial football, okay? But uh, winning state is the goal for these teams. Don't tell me any kid is thinking differently, right? Yeah, we Centennial's happy, both girls and boys, but there's a bigger plan here. Um, and so if you can create more pressure, more of this feel, like I had said, playoff environment, we're ready to go. This district's ready to go, and we'll play anybody. Just please don't make us play each other. Come on, that's my only
Yeah.
thing. But if we're all at the
But
bottom half of this
yeah, I
bracket,
was gonna say at this point,
if the
that's out of the picture.
we'll go do that. We'll get some buses. We'll coordinate some buses, and we'll go show them who your daddy is over there. All the little
You
chances
done,
Centennial
you
has.
done messed up, North. You done messed up. Just kidding. It's all Oregon Mountain's fault. But they made things exciting, and that's all. That's not all what matters, but it's definitely a fun time to be involved in Las Cruces basketball. But we still
Tell
got
us the days.
to wrap.
Tell us the days.
Oh,
Do you have that in front of you? District.
for the
Let's get
tournament,
that. Yep.
I do. So Mayfield Alamogordo Tuesday, 6 p.m. at Mayfield. Las Cruces Gadsden Tuesday, 6 p.m. at Cruces. Then that following, or not following, Thursday is the next semifinal match. It'll be at Centennial, 6 p.m. Whoever they play, and the other one will be at Oregon Mountain at 6 p.m. Championship game will be Saturday at 2 p.m. at the higher seat, of course.
Okay. Do you have the girls?
I do. Let me just pull it back up. Where was it? Pause, please. There it is. You want the times you said for those two?
Yeah, yeah. Because of the everything is
Oregon,
different. So yeah.
yeah. Oregon Mountain, they pretty much have kind of flip flopped. Oregon Mountain and Gaston play Monday at 6. Oregon Mountain, and then Mayfield and Alamogordo play at Mayfield Monday at 6. Semifinals will be Wednesday at 6 for both at Las Cruces and Centennial. That championship will be Friday night at 6 p.m. at the higher seed.
We got some plans this week. All week.
We got a busy week.
We got some basketball. They're playing
I might have to. Well, they're different
basketball.
games. Oh yeah, perfect, 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 perfect.
Yeah.
We'll
Monday,
be able to do
Tuesday.
both. Yeah,
So Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the girls, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for the boys.
let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. And then once all this wraps up, as you were segueing us, got some baseball. Baseball is
Baseball and
heating up.
softball, baby. Your favorite.
Oh, I don't
You
have
could
it
just say
pulled
it
up
right now
yet.
that you prefer baseball and softball.
It depends. What do you mean prefer?
That's just your sport. I mean, that's just what you know.
I know it. I know it well. For watching, you know, I like to watch anything. But you're right. Playing wise, I played baseball a lot more than I did uh, um, basketball. Basketball is rough for me. I've learned a lot, and even like looking at like the Aggies and how their rotation and like okay, the defense, what they're doing, what they're trying to do, inbounds plays, all that. I love to nerd out about it. It's just taken me a little bit longer because it's just a basketball is so complex and
Mm-hmm.
you just don't know exactly what's happening. And I assume there's people who think the same thing about football, right? Where it's like, oh, the corners are too deep, or the offensive line, you know, they're pulling and they're doing different things, and there's these traps, you know. So it's all the same thing, just it just looks different, right? Obviously, 5 and 11, but baseball, that is my jam.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I believe Mayfield and Oregon Mountain had the chance to play at the Chihuahua Stadium, which is really cool. Um, Last week.
yeah, yeah, I can pull up just because you had mentioned. I don't know which one of these games. It's hard to know, but you're right. They did play at the Chihuahua Stadium. Oregon Mountain 4-0 so far, doing well. Let's go, boys. Coach Lada, I think he's still the coach. Yes. Coach Lara is still the coach. And I had said last year, David Reyes, Coach Reyes, he was the head coach when I played baseball at Oregon Mountain. Back then it was Oñate. So it's neat to see him kind of step down. Coach Blanco was still there when I was there, so there's still a similar the core staff still there, and then have some good coaches helping them. Some of these guys I don't recognize, but yeah, I spent a year at Oñate, my junior year playing there, and then spent a year at Las Cruces High School with Coach Gill. So um, pretty familiar with their strategies as well, and just kind of what they try to do. So excited to get into it. But um, I spoke to some of the coaches at Centennial as well. They just posted right before we started this recording a graphic, and I wanted to point it out. Look at this point against here for Centennial, 49-10. Isn't that crazy?
Centennial, y'all need to relax. I need to
Sheesh.
relax.
They were like this last year too. They
Yeah.
will start scoring on you like crazy. 23-0 against El
Oh my,
Paso.
look,
Riverside
come on, put a
13-1.
and a mercy roll,
So
a run roll,
good
something.
work. I don't know. Exhibitions. I'm assuming you want to play as many innings as possible. You're getting your
Yeah.
pitcher's work. You're trying to get into the rhythm of the season. So it's good to see that we're going cross state lines and we're playing well against these Texas teams. And similar to basketball, we'll follow and kind of see what the record looks like. But once we start getting into playing some of the teams that we'll see at the state level and obviously conference or district, it'll be a little bit more fun. But I know there's that big tournament uh, in March that they always have. That's going to be fun. So they have two more games. Um, or three more games, but two more against Del Norte, and then Los Lunas is when they start their games in the district. So or in the
Yeah,
state at least, getting closer at Roswell, and then end of March is when they start district.
we're gonna Mountain and Centennial start. They usually start off pretty hot. Not saying that Mayfield and Cruces don't. I think they're both 2-2, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or 2-1-1.
2-1. Yeah. And
Um,
see, that's
but
another thing. Like, why would you end a baseball game in a tie?
maybe it was the one at the Chihuahua Stadium. They just they couldn't uh, afford the extra lighting.
Yeah, who knows? What was this? Odessa? What the heck? Did they come down? This might have been where they
Oh
played
yeah,
this.
just like a time constraint.
See, it doesn't show where. We'd have to go into their social media and see, kind of do investigative information that way. Yeah, but yeah, there was a tie. They tied Odessa. Hopefully they either team didn't drive that far. But I mean, even Odessa going to El Paso, if they're playing it at the Chihuahua Stadium, that's cool. But I'm sure there was a tournament and Odessa played a couple games. Oh, well, let's find out. They beat Cruces 9-3. So yeah, they were in the area for that stint,
Mm,
not stunt, stint.
stint.
Cool. Well, that's baseball. Let me. Do I have
Yeah,
the
I looked
softball
up
set up?
some softball on Max Preps, and they didn't seem like the only ones that really had a record was Oregon Mountain. So I don't know if the other teams were maybe playing scrimmages or they just haven't inputted their stats or records. But yeah, so I was a little confused there.
And I always just look up Las Cruces, and then the Bulldogs always come up. That's why they're not my favorite. It's just easier to spell Las Cruces than it is.
You do whatever
But
works for you. So yeah, see, the
but
only
yeah.
ones were
hmm So just getting started. High school sports are hard to follow along when they're just getting started and it's not a formal district. It gets better. But yeah, good luck to the softball teams out there. Got to see them during the media day and just chat with them a little bit, and they're excited for that. And we'll see how things go.
Yes, sir. You ready to wrap this thing up?
Yes, sir. We're ready to rock and roll. Good episode. And more informative. We're at a little breath here where there's not many big stats. Um, I wanted to ask you, Jonah, something we can do in doing it. Maybe Isaiah can join in on it as well. We should come up with like a all. Let me move this. Oops, I just hit my microphone. I think we should come up with like an all, call it something. NM prep selection or something. But do a starting six. So we have a bench player, but a starting six for basketball for girls and boys, and do like this would be what our lineup would look like, and you choose from the city a lineup.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Do something like that as we're
I,
wrapping up the district. Whether it's we all do our own, or we kind of do like a voting thing and it's anonymous between all three of us of like, hey, here's where the consistent names, and here's the 2025-2026 starting lineup for the Las Cruces city.
yeah,
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know, something neat like
yeah,
that, something to put out. Yeah,
potential like all state. I did a column last year on my old website, an all in and prep co sports team. So something like that would be cool. I kind of did it by myself, but yeah, we could do like voting. That would be really cool. And actually, a lot of people paid attention to it, and not that it took over the all district selections, but kids. I think we have a fair look at these kids that we could probably place them in, and then we can even do like a second team and honorable mention too. So yeah, that's a great
yeah,
idea.
yeah. Do something that's like that we do because we've watched the games, right? Where it's not necessarily a vote. Like the Las Cruces Sun News, they leave it up to a vote, and it ends up being a popularity thing where you
Yeah,
have all these nominees, and it's kind of confusing where, well, it's just whoever has the bigger family or whatever, right? um, but actually having something where it's like, well, these from our perspective, who is the all all city roster, I don't know, that'd be kind of cool.
definitely something that we could do. Um, but we just want to say, thank you guys for watching. Frankie does a good job of editing these videos and also putting timestamps on them. So if you guys want to jump to your specific sport or specific topic, go ahead and do that. But we do encourage you to, give the whole video a watch. It's a lot of good information that we put out there. Now, I'm not just tooting our own horn, but we dig into this stuff. We know who's watching. So yeah, we encourage you to. What's that for?
Tooting your horn.
Oh, I was like, did I say something wrong? You scared me. I'm gonna take away that soundboard from you. But
Try.
yeah, just
I
kind of
dare
going
you
off
to
of that.
try.
Yeah, never. I would just do it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I also want to say that give a huge shout out to Select Realty. They're sponsoring NMPrepco Sports. They're our official sponsor of the month. Their logo is down in the corner of the screen. If you need to get a hold of them, they're downtown, right across or right next to the Rad bar and restaurant area. Really good people, really good family based business. And I just really want to encourage you guys uh, to not visit them, but to really thank them if you see them around, Mr. Tejas and whatnot, because they took a chance on NMPrepco Sports. And I really want to say thank you and all that. So, Select Realty, baby.
Yeah,
Any
go
last
have a
words,
couple
Frankie?
beers. Go have a couple beers and then go visit Mr. Tejas over there. Go buy a house. Go to Rad, Little Toad or something. Hey, I want to buy a house. See what he says.
Maybe not
Just
that. Maybe not
tell
that.
him we sent you.
definitely don't do that.
I'm sure he
You're
gets enough
wild, dude.
visitors.
You need to go to sleep.
Now I'm wild. If Isaiah was here, he would have said at least 4 things wilder than I just said. So I think we're okay.
Whatever you say, man. All right. This is A Mountain Echo, baby. We're out.